Pookie seemed a little like a judgy Christian in one of your videos. Good morning, my loves. My name is Christina and welcome to Casually Christina. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a Q&A with my most very best friend, Pookie. Yay! She's nervous.
I'm shaking. I'm nervous.
Perfect. Don't be nervous.
Well, you also have the air on like 62. So between nerves and the air, I'm like.
This is going to be over on Casually Christina, and it is way more chill and lax vibe. And Baby Gang over here is like amazing. They're amazing on my main channel too, but I'm just saying it's more tight knit over here. You in good hands, okay? You good? You good?
All right.
If you guys don't already know me though, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a main channel, which is Christina Randall. Over there I talk about prison, true crime. I've had 3 cups of coffee.
True crime.
Thank you. Prison, true crime, story time, stuff like that. I also have a Patreon. My Patreon is for 18 and up. Over there we do some more personal story times. We go live. It's a good time if you'd like to join, if you're 18 and up. I also have a podcast as well as an Instagram, and all of those are always linked down in the description box. So we're going to do a Q&A. We took some questions over on the gram. If you guys don't know Pookie, aka Alex, me and her met while we were in prison. I have some other videos on my main channel. I'll leave links down below if you guys want to go and watch them if you haven't. But otherwise, we're going to get into it. So we met in prison.
We did.
Let me preface this real quick. We're very different. We're very different. We are very different people, but we are so close. We've been best friends for how long now? 13, 14 years.
2000.
I was released in 2008.
Yeah,
so 2007.
Yeah.
So 2007, which
13 years.
13 years. Working on 14
Yeah.
years. Yeah, so long time.
Yeah.
We have grown together. We've done a lot of things together. Real quick, we were in prison together. That's where we met. Me, her, and Jody. You guys watch my main channel to see Jody. And then me and Alex, Pookie, went to the women's home together after prison. Well, not together. Didn't you go first? Or did I go
like
first?
2 weeks before you.
Yeah, she went there 2 weeks before me. So, and there, they literally, when you get there, they take you to get your ID, which is a huge blessing. Mm-hmm. And then they give you your ID and a bus pass, and they say, go find a job.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I remember you had your heels and your thing, and you were going like all these places. I'll never forget. And you got a job. Your first job was at a hotel, wasn't it?
As a receptionist, yeah.
And I was so jealous. I'm not gonna lie. You guys know, if you know my story, my first job, which I was very thankful for, don't get me wrong, was working at Wendy's, cooking chicken nuggets.
Yeah. But then you got the job at Publix.
Yes.
And I was jealous of that job.
She
works at Publix.
Yes. And then I worked at both for a long time.
Yes.
So was going wild.
Yeah.
When I rode the bus to Wendy's, and literally the bus stop was a mile from Wendy's. So I had to be full uniform riding the bus there, and then I'd have to get off in the South Florida heat and walk a mile to Wendy's just to stand over the chicken nuggets. And y'all, I had my glitter on my eyes. If I had to wear a blue Wendy's shirt that day, I had on blue eyeshadow, I had on glitter, and I was just sweating like cooking those nuggets.
Welcome to King Burger, where we could do it your way, but don't get crazy.
How did you like working at the hotel?
The hotel, I liked it. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of temptation. It was, like fresh out of prison, fresh back in the world. I mean, thankfully, it didn't ever turn into anything, but it was hard. It was a hard place to work. It was like the restaurant industry is what it felt like. Like, everybody's all doing their thing on their job, and then after hours, everybody's going out. And obviously, we didn't have the option to do that because we were at a women's home. But yeah, it was a hard time, but it was a good job too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to say that there's anything wrong with having a couple drinks.
No.
However,
it was the rules of the house.
Yes,
though.
and in our position, and it's a very good rule, especially
it is. For people just coming out of prison who were drug addicts.
Yeah,
that's a wise rule.
Yeah, most of the women that were there were people that struggled heavily with drugs.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
it was a wise rule.
It was a very
and
wise,
I did it once.
And there's a no boyfriend rule for a long time there too. I think the first year or no, are they trying to push you into marriage? I can't remember.
Yeah, not push me into it, but when I met the guy, he who will not be named. Yeah, when I met him, they were supportive of that. But there are rules just to help protect you. They're not to control you, even though it could feel, any rule can make it feel like somebody's trying to control us. But it was really wise because a lot of us had bad relationships with men. We had drug problems, we had alcohol problems, and so all of the rules really were to help us. But they all loosened up after a while, depending on how long you had been there and that kind of thing. So I did have a boyfriend.
And by the way, real quick before we get into the longest intro ever, I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you guys watched this video right here about my worst date ever, Bestie Boo over here is the one who lovingly encouraged me. Well, I asked him, I got a ride from him, and he turned it into something, and he's probably watches it. I feel bad, but at the same time, there's some other moment. Anyways.
It was awkward.
It was awkward.
And I totally had a part to play in that.
Do you remember we would be at church on Sunday morning, standing outside waiting for all the other women, and he'd drive by real slow with his mom.
Face.
Boom, 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 Jesus is king. Boom,
I mean, honestly, girl, it just kind of fit in my head, like, Christina, and, thug Jesus lover man. I mean, we thought, you know what I'm saying? It kind of fit in my head, but real quickly it went south, and I was like, sorry, Pook.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I still ended up with, and I got a system in my car. I got rims on mine, so.
See?
36 years old, yes, I still boomed my car. Okay?
It wasn't totally awkward.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
But it was really awkward, and I did feel bad, because
no, you didn't. You laughed at me.
No,
we were in our 20s.
When I got the email from him, no. When I got
yeah. There's some parts that we will not talk about on here because we don't want to talk. We still don't want to talk bad about anybody. But just trust me, it was more than him pulling out his teeth. That was nothing. Okay, let's move on. People that didn't watch that video are like, what? Okay.
Pulling out his teeth.
So 13 years. We're both married. We both have children. And you guys know that we are quite different, but quite similar too. We're very, very similar. So let's start off with, what is the craziest thing you've done to each other? I already know what she did to me.
The closet thing?
Yes. Still traumatized me.
Okay, so when we were at the women's home, she came home one day from work. I knew she would work or school or both. She was doing it all. So she came home and I hid in her closet in her room, and she had no idea that I was in there. She was changing and talking to herself and doing what she's doing. She opens up the closet to get something out, and I jump out. She lost it.
She scared
me. It was
me.
so funny, but here's the thing.
Scare.
If somebody scares me like that, and we both have like PTSD issues and all that, so honestly, looking back, I'm like, why did I do that?
She fell and laughed. Did you pee yourself? You laughed so hard. You laughed. So
I don't think I peed myself.
You were on the floor, and I was catching my breath.
Yeah, I was in stitches, and I feel bad about that now, because if my husband knows not to intentionally scare me. My scare response is like, it's overreacted every time. It's like my heart sinks. And so looking back, I'm like, man, if she would have done that to me, I would have probably cried and like run to my room like a little kid.
Well, I'm in a house full of boys, so it is nothing but pranks and scares all the time, and you never get used to it.
See, I was preparing you. I knew that your life was going to be like this. Sweet. Only have her best interest in mind.
And I think, okay, so what is the craziest thing that I think to probably I don't know what the craziest thing I've ever done to you. Do you know? I just know I aggravate her all the time.
Yeah.
And I do it on purpose, and I enjoy it. I do.
It's so intentional.
It is. And I do it to my husband too. When I'm really close with you, it's what it is. And I love it. Thank you for putting up with me.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Let me see. What is one thing that you admire about each other? Maybe we shouldn't do the sweet ones first. Yeah, we'll go ahead and roll with that for now.
Roll the sweet ones down?
Yeah.
You are a hard worker.
Oh, thank you.
She is just such a hard worker. She always has been. Like, I have kind of like an apathetic streak to me sometimes where I'm just like, but she's not like that. She's so driven about things, and so like she sees something and she wants it and she works for it. She's so willing to work for what she wants, and that's a beautiful quality. It really is.
Thank you, Pookie.
Yeah.
I think just the mother that she is an amazing mother, and she's got 3 kids. One of the things that I admired about her and was jealous, and I want to talk about the word jealous too a little bit later. She breastfed, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. She breastfed her kids for so long.
Till they were like 6. Just kidding.
And it is so beautiful and admirable. And I was not able to do that. But it wasn't just that. That's one thing that like, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. You know, any of you mothers out there, not saying that if you don't breastfeed that you're any less.
Right,
I don't mean that by any means.
No.
It was just something, it's something to me that I think is just beautiful and special and something I wish I could have done. But anyways, the mother that she is so intentional with the stuff that she does with her kids. She teaches them homeschool, and she's so smart too. She's got 3 kids, and I don't know how she does it. So the mother that she is, for sure, I admire.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll probably cry here soon too.
my gosh.
So we're in good company.
It's just amazing.
Thank you, Pookie.
How did you meet the exact moment?
Okay, so the exact moment that we met. So I knew of Christina because even though I was on the other side of, I was in the YO program, the youthful offender program, on the other side of the fence, so to speak.
So we were in prison together,
Yeah.
and we were in a small compound prison. Okay, so she was on she was on the other side of the fence. She was in the YO program, which is for the younger inmates.
Yeah.
I was on the adult side, even though we were the same age.
Yeah.
So there was a fence between us, but we could still see each other in passing, and we snuck around in church and stuff like that. So that's what she means.
Yes.
So go back now.
Yes. So I knew of her because there were other YOs that knew her and hung out with her. And I was intimidated by her.
Oh. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't mean to say it like that, but
it's like, yeah, she was. And so one day I was walking past the fence where your commissary was, right? Like their commissary, their canteen was, where they could go and buy stuff. And she says to me, "Hey, Lexie, I heard you gave your life to the Lord." And I was like, why is she talking to me? She's making fun of me. I didn't know that you had your experience with the Lord and all of that. And so I was like, why? She's mocking me, is what I thought. She's mocking me. So after that, we just connected. She came over and was working in the church, and I just realized that she wasn't nearly as intimidating as I originally thought that she was.
What do you think it was about me that was intimidating? It's not like I went around like, hey,
no. It was the way you carried yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was confidence.
Yeah.
Or I was not confident at all. And I think it was probably that. It was just the confidence was intimidating. Although I have felt jealous of you over the years, and we've, talked about that, and we'll probably talk about that here too.
Yeah.
It didn't start like that. It started with like you were just confident. You just carried yourself in a way that I was like, that is not me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kept me out of, may have helped, because nothing can keep you out of a fight in person. It don't matter who you are, how big and bad you are. But I think the way that I carry if you guys saw me maybe in the grocery store, you might think I'm a B. I have that RBF. I've been told when people get to know me, you guys know me though. You guys already know me, but people get to know me, or even when I was in high school or different things, they say, dang, I really thought you were a B before.
Yeah.
And I just look that way, I guess. And so yeah.
I think the same way about my face too. People see me and they're like, oh, what's she mad about? I'm not mad. I'm overthinking everything, but I'm not mad. I'm stuck in my head. Mm-hmm. That's why my face is like that. I'm totally stuck in my head. So
yeah, I feel like you're getting out of camera a little bit. Sit up a little bit, because I just don't want it to look like you have a little pea head. Because it's just, see, if I lean back like this, it's.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say something else about that. What was it? You were saying that's how we met. Oh, and so I look like that, right? I look just like walking around like whatever. She was definitely the woman, the girl on the compound that there was no other person like her. She's not going to get lost in a crowd. She has this blonde hair, but she worked out in the sun a lot, so it was even blonder. Yeah. And it was all the way, was it past your butt at that time?
Yeah.
All the way past her butt, long, beautiful, natural, jealous of that too, blonde hair. And when she walked, because she would have to have a hat on, because YO program, her hair swayed. So it was like this beautiful blonde, and she was the only person on the compound that had hair like that. So she stuck out, And so I saw her too. And You didn't look mean to me, but you definitely looked like you were always focused on where you were going.
See?
You know, like in your head, very much.
It's very much in my head.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Overthinking.
Overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into something a little tough, and then we'll bring it back to the sweet things.
Okay.
What is the biggest thing that you disagree on? I don't think there's a lot of big things that we really, a lot of little things maybe that we disagree on.
A lot of little things.
Yeah, we're sisters, but probably
modesty,
and,
I would say.
And by that, we talked about this in the other video.
Yeah.
And people came for Pook hard,
They
and
did.
please understand, everybody has differences of opinions. There are
Yeah.
people that think the way that you dress and all of that is, you know, everybody has a different opinion, and it is okay for her to have a different opinion.
Yeah. And it's okay for her to have her opinion too.
Yeah,
Like,
and we still love each other.
yeah, like there's no love that has been decreased by the things that we disagree on, no matter how big or small. So,
Yes.
yeah.
I think that it's important to say too that me and Alex have a sister relationship. Okay, so when you think about the things that we talk about or we disagree with, we are like sisters. Some of y'all have sisters, you know, and you know, like sometimes you may see each other and be like, ew, why are you wearing that? Your butt's hanging out. Mom! Alex's butt's hanging out, and look at her crop top. Like, she looks like a hooch. You know what I mean? So, like, when we talk, when we do, like, and if she's feeling like, and I made the joke, like, you know, my tops are too low cut. Like, it is like a sister. It is like a sister, like, girl, you know, it's all out of love. So it's not out of judgment or hate. It's all out of love, you know? So I think that would be the biggest thing is.
Yeah, but we still love each other. Like,
But I guess it's so weird for me because when I dress up and I put on something like even like this, like we went out last night and I had on a very low cut dress, and we went to dinner, we sat there, we ate, we took some pictures, and then we come back to the thing. It's never in one moment, and you're with me, you see, never in one moment am I being like, you know, lustful, like men walking by like, hey, look at me. It's about feeling confident and feeling good.
Yeah.
However, the way that she feels confident and good is in something totally different.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Has a fight between you two ever gotten physical? Boom.
No, but if it had, she would have won.
Oh, stop it. I would never.
She would never. But if
Never.
we
We
did,
would never.
she would win.
You never know that. You may knock me out, girl.
I don't know. Maybe if I had like a burst of adrenaline or something. But
What is the pettiest, stupidest thing you've ever had an argument about?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like when we fight, it's not typically petty stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's bigger deal things because of the
love.
the love that's behind it. Yeah, it's not like we don't fight. She had a low cut dress on. We don't fight about that.
Yeah, you didn't even say anything.
I didn't even say anything.
No, it's not.
We don't bicker about it, and you know, like we're not petty.
No.
So we don't fight about
When
petty
we lived
things.
together, when we were in our 20s in the program, we bickered about stuff just like sisters would, though. You know, if you spend all day, every day with your sister, they get on your nerves. Sometimes for no reason at all. And that's how we were. But we always loved each other. It's literally our relationship. There's no other way to describe it other than a sisterhood. Yeah. And honestly, and I've said this before, one of my favorite things about being her friend is that we fight. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's because that we're safe. Our friendship is safe, and we can disagree. We can get on each other's nerves. We can go months without talking if it's that bad. That's only happened once, you know. But we still love each other. Neither one of us go around gossiping about each other. We don't blast each other's business. We don't. You know, we don't do anything to
spread rumors.
We don't do anything to hurt each other because we love each other. And in my personal opinion, that's when a true friendship and relationship, whether you're with your husband, your wife, that's when it's tested, is in the hard times. Anybody can be your friend when everything is going your way. Anybody can love you when you're doing everything they want you to. Yeah. But the true friendship is tested when everything is falling apart. Yeah. You know? Alrighty.
I like what you said.
Your bestie got life in prison and they asked you to do 20 years to reduce her sentence. Would you?
I'm sorry, Pook.
I love you.
I got a family.
Baby, I'm putting money on your books. I'll write you. We're going to come and see you.
I'm going to hold you down,
Okay,
but
I got you all the way.
No.
Baby. I'm going to stay true. TRU, but baby, I can't do 20 years.
No. First of all,
If it was a year, I would.
Yeah, I would too.
To reduce a life
like
sentence.
if we had, preparation, like I'm going to be gone for a year, she's going to get out when I get out, absolutely.
Right.
But 20, no. And we would never ask each other to do that. Like obviously that's a super big hypothetical because it's a what if that wouldn't happen, but we would never even ask each other to do that.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't even.
What do you love most and dislike most about each other? So you said, the admire was the hardworking thing. So what do you love most about each other and dislike most about each other? I know one of the things I dislike is that she lives so far away.
Yes, for
It
sure.
sucks.
Yeah,
I really want to be more involved in her kid's life. I don't care about her.
Although we have talked about that if we, I'm ignoring that mean. I'm so mistreated.
We'd fight if we lived closer a lot.
We
more
would.
too.
We talk about
bigger.
that. If we, there's a part of me that would love to be her neighbor.
That's too
No,
close.
we would.
No, ma'am, I love you, but no, ma'am.
Okay, the same state.
It's like, tell me, you guys with your sisters too. I mean, you love each other. You guys probably go shopping or you do family events, and you call them when you're upset. Your sister, right?
But you want to live together.
Do you want to live together? Anyways.
Yeah. And we really do have the types of personalities that tend to rail against each other.
Yeah.
We just do, which is honestly what makes this friendship
Special.
even more special and even more miraculous, honestly. Because when people get irritated with someone, they're like, I don't like that personality, I'm done.
Right.
We've never been done.
Never.
There's never been a done.
Never.
There's never been a writing off, a cancel, or whatever you want to call it. There's never been that. And we do irritate each other. But there's so much love there.
Yeah.
Like the love covers all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you, what do you love most about each other?
Yeah. There's so many things.
There is so many
There are. There's just a lot of things. I mean, her laugh, which she could try to hold back if she wants to, but I hear it. Her laugh, the way that she moms, the way that she works, the way that she serves her husband is like, she'll be in the kitchen making him a sandwich. I'm like, girl, that's old school. I don't be making my husband doesn't eat bread anyway, but I'm like, I'm not making my husband a sandwich. She really is old school. She serves her family and she does it with a lot of joy. And that's something that I really admire because I'm frazzled at home with 3 kids and a husband and a house to take care of and all that. And I find that a lot of the time it's hard for me to serve with joy, but that's one thing that she does. She really does. She serves her family with joy. And there's just so many other things that I can't.
So many things too. I'm going to start off with a selfish one about her that just kind of affects me. One of the things that I love the most about her is that I feel safe with her as a friend. And I won't cry again, but I know that no matter what happens, she's not going to try to hurt me. Yeah. And I have been hurt by people that I loved. I mean, a lot, and I'm so thankful for her because of that, and other things that I love about her, so many things. Her laugh, she is hilarious. You guys, I pray, and if you guys don't know, she has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna leave it linked below. She's gonna get more consistent, she says. And I pray that after she does it for a while, you guys will see more and more of her personality, because she's honestly just as wild and goofy and crazy as I am. And she is so funny. What I also love about her is that she tries to understand everybody, okay? Looking at her, and I make fun of her all the time. I say, girl, you look like a regular old Christian woman, a Christian mama girl. And when she's driving her van with her kids in it, her minivan, she looks like she's on her way to Bible study, okay? She has that look, right? But she loves everybody. And she tries to understand. She's the person that will literally go sit down on the ground, on the sidewalk with a homeless person and talk to him for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. She's the one that will literally go into strip clubs and hang out with strippers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and I love that about her,
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Pookie.
You're welcome. Let's see. Okay, next question. In the kindest way, Pookie seemed a little like a judgy Christian in one of your videos. And yes, we got this a lot. We got this a lot.
We did get this a lot. And I mean, I understand that. I mean, even like what we were talking about earlier, when people look at me and they have like all of us judge when we look at someone, right?
Right.
We instantly make a judgment about them, whether we realize it or not. And so I understand that, and I understand why people could think that, but I mean, honestly, like people don't know me, you know? And so that's hard when people say that I look like a judgy Christian, because, you know, I don't need to defend myself in a million different ways. But for example, like the strip club thing that you were talking about. When I first moved to Dallas, I'm from Florida, but when I moved to Dallas, I was with a ministry that went into strip clubs. And so like we talked about modesty in one of the videos, and like you said, people were coming for me. They were like, that's a judgy Christian. And I'm in my head the whole time, I'm like, but they don't know that I went into strip clubs and literally walked around in dressing rooms with strippers naked and just loved them. We weren't there trying to convert them to become Christians. Our shirts said, Jesus loves strippers. And we repped them, we wore them everywhere. And so that's just one thing that, like, again, I don't want to sound too defensive, but it's heartbreaking to me when people make a split judgment.
Yeah, because you would never expect to see her spending the weekend sitting in strip clubs, you know, talking to strippers and stuff
because
like that.
I don't look like that.
Because she doesn't, because, and so, but however, you know, is she, like, we are sisters. Yeah. We call each other out on stuff. We talk, whether we agree with it or not. Yeah. I mean, you, like I said, again, you guys have to think about the relationship you have with your sister. Yeah. That is our relationship. And we want to be very open and honest when we talk on here, because I am so proud of my friendship with her. Yeah, and like I said, I love that we can disagree and we teach each other things. We learn from each other. We have each other's back. We're supportive, because I'm here to tell you guys right now, I am 36 years old. And friendships, real friendships, they don't come around a whole lot. Yeah. I mean, I've got a ton of friends and acquaintances and people that I love to hang out with. But like when you have somebody that you really feel safe with and that has always got your best interest, like whether you agree with that or not, right? I'm proud of our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like things that I tell my kids that I have for their best interest, they don't agree with most of it. Right. Okay. Jaden does not agree that he should not eat cookies and ice cream 24 hours a day. He thinks I'm mean. You know, he thinks that I'm not letting him live his best life. But you know what I mean? So I guess that's what it is. Is she judgy? No, but we're sisters. So and she's harder on me than she probably would be. That's what I was just going to say. Just anybody. Right. And it's because of the comfort level there. Like for you, we can be joking around. You can be getting dressed and I can be like, girl, you need to put a turtleneck on, which for the record, I don't even wear turtlenecks. It's a joke to say you need to put a turtleneck on, but I wasn't up in the strip club trying to love on these women being like, girl, you need to go cover up. You need to cover all that up. Exactly. Nothing like that. No. So the comfort level that I have with her is because we have years of a strong, solid friendship where we are comfortable together and we're not yes men. And that's one of the biggest destroyers of friendships, is being surrounded by people who will tell you what you want to hear all the time, because then you have a wrong view of yourself and you have a wrong view of the people around you. And we don't do that. We are not yes men. And then also not I don't know, appreciating is the word, but accepting when your friend does tell you that they disagree with what you do. Because a lot of the times if somebody disagrees with you as a friend, people don't want to be your friend anymore. Yeah. Like, she said this about me, or she this and she judges me, or she this or whatever. And then you're no longer friends. And that's just not, like, I'll give you an example. As soon as I got to her house, I was thirsty. I asked for some water. Never been to her house before here in Texas. And I said, ooh, girl, your water tastes like toilet water. I did not like it. Now, if I went to your house, I would never tell you that. You know what I mean? Like when you go to somebody's house, you're like, oh, thank you. Thank you. But it's Texas water. I'm not used to it, and I was like, oh, this is nasty. And then she told me I mistreated her all day because I didn't have any good water for her. She sure didn't. I needed some Fiji, baby. And I told her husband, too. I was like, it's nasty. Water. Y'all water stank. No, I'm just kidding. She's got a filter and everything. It's just different. Yeah, different water. I can taste water differences. Can you? No, I can't. Really. Unless it has chlorine, like our tap water. That's why I told you we can't drink our tap water. It's so highly chlorinated. Our fridge water, in comparison to our tap water, is like Aquafina. Or that's not a good brand, is it? Look at me. Aquafina. See, I can taste the difference between Aquafina, Zephyr Hills, Fiji. Like they all taste different to me. So I was like, All right, next question. All right, my love, so this video is getting super long. I'm sitting here editing it, and I figured that I will edit the rest and just do a part 2 for you guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, please. As always, my loves, don't forget to like this video. Y'all see how my house is destroyed from Christmas? It's a free way to help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.